Hey, friends and others, I guess. Welcome to season 3 of Inner Workings of the Not So Genius Mind. I'm Amanda, and I've really missed this space. It feels really good to be back behind the mic. I've had a lot going on, and if any of you have followed along in the past, you'll know that life just kind of throws one curveball after another, and I don't even know how to play ball. So, I lost my parents not too long ago, and I've had to figure out, navigating grief and loss, and also figuring some things out with my health. I had shingles run through my sinuses, and I still, that nerve damage is feeling pretty permanent now. We're coming up on 3 years. And when you're grieving and you lose both your parents, there's this whole rebuilding thing that happens. You lose your identity. You don't have your safe space anymore. And it's really messy. Totally not linear at all. So, I want to talk about the mess this season. And I just want to be real because I know I'm not the only one that's going through hell. Life is messy. Metamorphosis is messy. I think I'm still pupating right now. I'm not a butterfly yet, but pretty sure none of that made any sense. Anyway, so I had AI. I know, AI. Don't judge me. But I threw in not so genius mind in quotation marks and asked what it meant because, I asked what inner workings of the not so genius mind in quotation marks meant because I talk about not so genius and I'm kind of smart, but not really, that kind of thing. I've tried to explain it to people so many times, and then this just did it perfectly. Stupid AI. So I'm going to read what it says. The phrase inner workings of the not so genius mind invites exploration into the complexities and nuances of the average human mind, often overlooked in favor of studying prodigious intellects. See, that was good right there. Good example. While not everyone possesses genius level abilities, every mind operates. We're going to start this over. The phrase inner workings of the not so genius mind invites exploration into the complexities and nuances of the average human mind, often overlooked in favor of studying smart people, intellects. While not everyone possesses genius level abilities, every mind operates with its own unique blend of creativity, reasoning, and emotion. The so-called not so genius mind, that's me, is characterized by its adaptability and resilience, leveraging practical intelligence and problem-solving skills in everyday situations. It thrives on social interactions, empathy, and the ability to learn from experiences which are critical for personal growth and success. This perspective encourages appreciation for diverse cognitive abilities and the understanding that intelligence manifests in a myriad of ways beyond conventional measures like IQ. Recognizing the value in all forms of thinking fosters a more inclusive view of intelligence, acknowledging that brilliance can be found in the ordinary and that every mind has the potential to contribute significantly to the world. I have been trying to explain this forever, and I don't know if it's no, this was even before I was teaching. This was even before I moved to Florida, because a million years ago I started a blog. Please don't go look for it. I think I deleted it. It was awful. But it all stemmed from this idea, and it was before I even moved to Florida. I was living in the avenues downtown. For a really long time, even back then, I had been trying to run from pain and overachieve and stay busy so that I didn't feel it, right? And I know I'm not the only one. that does this because I talk to people all the time. And that overproductive, super, super busy, that drive to accomplish and go above and beyond, it stressed my whole body out. It was awful. Grief doesn't let you hide, especially when you have kids, when you have a life that keeps moving. It strips away everything. And, lots and lots of therapy has had me help dive right into those shadows and figure out who I am all over again. And in this totally raw, imperfect process that I'm going through, it's different for everybody. I've really begun to find my voice again. And that's kind of nice. That's where this podcast came from. So this whole thing is just kind of born from the chaos of life and learning how to embrace it one moment at a time, and a lot of that has been, actually, I've been working at the farm. I think the last time I put something out, it was back in March. And so much has happened since then. Like, so much. I found my voice at the farm when I wasn't even speaking. Like, I was hanging out and talking with the animals all the time. And I never have worked with any of these animals before. I have never hung out with a 700-pound pig or a pocket micro chickens or peacocks. I cuddle peacocks all the time. I hatched them. I hatched peacocks in a hotel. Like, my life is weird. I admit it. I wrangle pigs and I feed them bananas and pancakes, and I am regularly hanging out with goats, and spending time with them is really kind of how I figured out who I am. And it really became my anchor. And being at the farm taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about life and loss and the cycle of the seasons. And I've only been volunteering there since March. Like, it's crazy how fast it changed my life. Because, really, I spend a lot more time with animals than I do with people, and I don't have a problem with that. Sometimes, when life is spinning out of control, I can go to the farm and give belly rubs to Petunia, the giant pig, and my kids are hanging out with the goats, and, I'm throwing food to peacocks that are walking right up to me. And I'm still here. I'm still healing. I'm still breathing. I'm putting one foot in front of the other. And I'm growing. And it's not tidy. It's not perfect. We just had the ribbon cutting ceremony, and there's still so much work that needs to be done. But I went from being just a volunteer to being one of the managers at the farm, and that opened up a lot of doors for me. And I spend a lot of time there. I don't mind. It's actually the Wellness Farm Foundation. I don't think I even said what it is. But it's really helped me heal. Their focus is on grief, and I actually found them, or they found me. I don't know. One of the two. Pretty quickly. I think it was right before my dad passed away, and I didn't even realize that's what it was. I had no idea that it was even a farm, because the person I was talking to was talking to me about yoga. So I thought we were going to talk about yoga, and that was going to be cool. It wasn't yoga. She said, meet me in the cottage. And I was like, sold. When am I moving in? One of the coolest things that has come from this whole experience is this little dream that I've had that is kind of combining my life now with who I was once upon a time and what I don't know. the future. It's a Skillshare farm, if that makes any sense. So my goal is, and this sounds insane, I'm going to say that right now. It sounds crazy. My goal is accept the stuff that's wrong with my house so I can sell it and get some property. And I want to be able to create a space for people to learn all those practical skills and have space to heal. So you could do retreats just like we do at the Wellness Farm, half day, full day. You could do them with whatever kind of focus, or depending on the space you get, you could even stay there. You could do business meetings. You could do healing retreats. You could do drum circles. You could do healing circles. You could do classes on sourdough or baking or cooking or canning or tending to the trees, or there's just, there's so many ideas. And I keep finding properties, and then things happen, and things fall through. You know what I mean? So right now I'm controlling what I can, and I'm getting my own house ready, working on all kinds of projects, but this is the direction the nonprofit is taking, because the whole idea is to be able to gather resources and create a space where people can heal. And I really found that on the farm. And I feel like you could do it for more than just grief. You could do it for all kinds of things. And, my life kind of revolves around trauma recovery. And so many of us have gone through so much that we don't talk about. So I'm drafting proposals. I'm creating a board. It's a nonprofit volunteer board, so not paid. I don't have money, right? I'm not making anything. And nothing I'm doing right now is stuff that I actually get paid for. It's all volunteer. It's all charity work. And I'm not, that's not a brag. That's more like I have the time and the resources, and I'm able to, so I will. So the plan is to get ready to start taking those next steps, and it's scary. It's terrifying and overwhelming. But every time I talk about this idea, there's so many people that tell me that they think it's what we need. So not only will we be able to gather and share stories and record, you can do all kinds of content creation. It all depends on the property. But again, there's funding and there's proposal writing and maybe grants, and I don't know if I could get qualified as a rescue, like an animal rescue, then that would be really cool too. So, the goal is to find somewhere that has space for animals and space for horses. I accidentally bought 3. More on that later. They're beautiful. But there's just a lot of skills that people really want to learn. So I really want to be able to give a space for people to learn those. And I think it would be really cool to do a brand where it gives back to the community. Like, you could do all kinds of farm to market and farm to table things. You could do charity events. You could do weddings. You could do tea parties. You know how I feel about those. There's just so much possibility there. It's so exciting. And my brain will probably explode just thinking about it, and I need somebody to help me. I need a lot of people to help me. Anyway, I think also since I recorded, I competed in Mrs. Utah America. Didn't win. I competed in the United States of America pageant, USOA. I was Mrs. Utah for that one. Didn't win. And then I was also Mrs. Oregon for Continental Worldwide. And now I'm back at it, doing Utah America again, which, back to being Mrs. Daybreak, kind of feels more like, here it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Try again. Doop, ba-doop. Guess who's back? Sorry, Eminem. Anyway, it just kind of feels like home. That's where I started. And it's like this weird combination. This last summer, I had to embrace where I am now in Daybreak and who I am and everything I've been through, battle all those demons and fight all those shadows. And then I was Mrs. Utah, which represented, something a little bit bigger on a national level. Met a lot of really incredible people, not just women. Like it's opened up my network a lot. So if any of you from USOA are listening to this or watching this, I love you so much. Really, really, really. And then Continental Worldwide, I was Mrs. Oregon, and that I had to go face my origin story. figure out what all of that really meant to me. Like, what did it mean to represent my home state of Oregon and all those parts of myself. And then there were some MISS Utah preliminaries that I was able to help out with. And even though I haven't won a crown, I have a couple, but they were self-appointed. It's not like judges picked for me, which it still counts. And it's not about the crown. It's about showing up and healing and just being who I am. I don't have time for anything else. Still figuring my life out. And really, it's easier to advocate for other people than it is for yourself. So I think me being an example is I'm teaching other people. And as a teacher, when you're teaching other people, you learn it yourself. Because honestly, I didn't figure out the whole take care of yourself thing really until I was trying to teach it to first graders, which is sad, pathetic. Yeah. And imperfection needs to be highlighted. No more filters, as I have a ring light and maybe a filter. I don't know. Was it just the background? But that's because it's nighttime. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Also, I went to Fashion Week in Milan. That was my first time out of the country. There is so much to talk about there. Italy, dude, we will be here forever if I get started talking about Italy. I walked with Robin Towell Designs for Fashion Week, and it was, oh man, I made a whole trip out of it because it was my first time out of the country. And for the first half, I was by myself. And it really grounded me and taught me a lot about who I am and gave me a lot of confidence. And running around on the cobblestone streets of Rome, man, there's nothing like it. I would go back to Rome in a heartbeat. I'm already thinking about my next trip. But see, look, I already started. I need to stop because that just needs a whole episode. I want to talk to some people. Anyway, we are going to talk more about Italy another time because if I start, my brain will literally explode. I had 3 Tiffany's walking distance from my hotel in Rome. What? A 5-minute walk. It was crazy. Anyway, here we go. So now we're back. It's our next season. Wrapping all the things up. I have some really cool guests ahead that will probably stretch your heart and make you laugh and inspire you like they've inspired me. And you know what? If you want to hop on, you want to be a guest, let me know. Consider this your call to action. I'm looking for anybody that wants to talk. We can talk about whatever. But really, I want to talk about the stuff that we don't talk about enough. Because I'm a safe space. This is a safe space. And you deserve it. right? We can't keep holding in all those demons anymore. It's not worth it. There is beauty in that incredible mess that we have created, and it's hard to find it. We just got to take a moment to look. Sometimes it comes in the most unexpected ways, you know? So here we go. Season 3, all about look. See, I've got a pickled pimple patch. So we're all about embracing imperfection and embracing the joy of Butterfingers and pocket chickens named Harry Styles and accidentally buying horses. Okay, it wasn't an accident. I bought them on purpose, but I thought I was going to get 2. And then I ended up getting 3, and it's a whole thing. We'll talk about it more later. So, welcome back. Personal update. So excited to jump in and find joy in all those unexpected places and tell the truth. Because why? Why anything else? Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, like, holy crap, golf clap, good for you. I'm really impressed that you put up with me for that long, because it was like a lot of ranting and rambling, and I probably could have gone on for a lot longer. Here's what I need you to do next, though. I need you to go to my Instagram. It's at NotSoGenius, NotSoGenius, just like the last part of my podcast. It's kind of how you can find me anywhere. So I have Not So Genius and Not So Genius podcast. And there's also YouTube, Not So Genius podcast. And then I have a website, 2 websites actually, notsogeniusmind.com and notsogeniuspodcast.com. There you go. Check both those out. They're really cool. There's a lot of information in there. I have so many things going on. I'm just so excited. I'm excited to be back. I'm going to explode. I have so much to say. Okay. We'll just call that the end for today. Like, really, I have so many ideas in my head. I got to have somebody help me get organized.